Welcome.
Hello.
Ads are starting. Delen will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday with Delen. We are hanging out in the Dadcraft server, and I'm not entirely sure what we're up to today. Oh, I'm not alone for a change. That's kind of nice. And as usual, Bobby wants its update, and that's not a big deal. Hear that? All right. Now, I've heard there's some challenges with the microphone, so I'm just going to try swapping a couple of filters, see whether or not that makes a difference, or if it makes it worse. Okay, we'll see if that helps. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but cross our fingers. I don't even know if I have the correct app running at the moment. That could probably too. Nope, it seems to work. Okay, we're up. We're up. We're here, as about as here as we can be. So welcome on in, Fantastic Sherlock Vlogs. Welcome on in, Half Pint Lover. Good to see both of you. Always a great day. What? For normal zombies. Okay, I have no idea what they're on about today. But my sounds are in the wrong spot, so I have to start with that. I don't hear anything more than you hear. That's one. And the other one... actually, you know what? I'm kind of curious about that myself, so I'm going to... just throw a few exclamation points in there and be like, uh-oh. Alright. So, we're about as disorganized as we can be, but hey, that's normal. So, one of the things we need to do today is just make sure everything is topped up, so we can take a quick run to the string farm. Sorry, we can take a quick run to the string... oh, no, the wrong way. The string farm, just to make sure that everything is totally topped up. I also need string for the project, so it's all going to be good. See, Geek Out has rolled 4 films in which Harrison Ford appears. We've got Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Air Force One, and... oh, I know I've seen another one. Now I can't even remember what it was called. I don't know if I saw it with my parents, or if I saw it with Fantastic Sherlock Fox. But there was one where Harrison Ford had a guy who had to hide out in an Amish society colony for a bit. And I'm not quite sure why I had to do that, but yeah. And I can never remember the name of the movie. So, I'm not nuts, I swear. It does exist, really. I'm surprised that by now, if you've seen any of Harrison Ford's recent interviews, I'm surprised by now he hasn't been tasked to be playing roles where he's intentionally a crotchety old guy, because he does that well. This way. I see an X. Good place to start. Appears to be an alternate way to get wherever I was going. One of these days, I say, one of these days, I will remember. Oh. Really? Not again. Okay, you so-and-so piece of... I don't know where these slimes are coming from. I wish I did. Oh, not there. Spider Farm is on, so that's not obvious where it's coming from. I didn't mean to derail that quickly. That was not on my list of to-dos today. It's not as safe as I think I reported. Where the frick are you? I can hear it. What are you? You know what? Chicken me. We go around this way. Nope. You're not on this floor. You must be above me, I suppose? Okay, let's go that way. Ah! Oh, okay. This is not good. I'm not going to be doing that because apparently I have had my reasons for setting the camera to be looking through things, and that's not okay. They can't touch me. Oh, no. String me. Eyeballs. Not those. More eyeballs. Okay. Oh, right. That's a project. Okay. If it turns out that the other project we have is not underway, we can come and finish this one. So the whole point to having these kicking around, I had them for something else. But basically, here, aside from this glass, everything else is natural deep slate it was when I started digging out. And so what I would probably do is come in and just switch it all to the chill blocks, because that's something weird enough that you won't see it around in the world as natural, right? So, well, at least not here. So that means that if I'm digging around fixing tunnels or doing elevators or whatever, I'm not going to actually dig into the piece itself. That's what that's for. But I want to move these stupid eyes because they're in the way. Might as well clean the thing out entirely and let it do its deal. There. The eyes first. Gosh. I discovered with the XP, if I stand just in the right spot in the central section, I can get the XP and it doesn't get stuck. At least not enough that I care. It seems to wash down nicely. Every once in a while I'll get some stuck at the sides, but usually it's not bad. So I figure that's a nice minor loss. I can handle that. Because it wants to go to the center. And otherwise, the objects, or the parts, seem to fall through nice enough. So yeah, it works well enough. More eyeballs, come on. Really? That's eyeballs. This one's string. You can tell I have it, but it's a lot noisier around. Oh, more string than needed. Okay, well. Might as well clobber a few since I'm here. Might as well. So, let's just temporarily spider farm. Better hurt. Okay, yeah. So, I'm not going to do this. Sure. This is the everything sound. Bad right now. Drop or not? Sometimes I think I'm a little bit too far from the main spawner for it to be effective. I could make the tunnel shorter. On the one hand, while I want to trigger them to be spawned, I also wanted it to be far enough away that they tend to not be seen by the spawners, so you can get more of them. There's the piece. Are you all? I will certainly not go anywhere near it. So I get up close, they actually can't reach. Most more round ought to do it. Boys. That slime is annoying. I wonder if it's affecting the rates. I wish I knew where they're coming from, but whatever. I've never had a parent slime chunk, I guess, growing up. I don't think I've ever had one before, so I wouldn't really know what to do with it. Somebody wants to send me stupid instructions on A, how to find him, and B, what to do with it. Once I do, I'm open-minded to that. Because as I said, but every season I want to try something I'm not familiar with. Okay, that should do it. Just meant that. At the Spider Farm. Shush. Shush. So the reason I wanted the campfire, of course, as you can see, it blubbers them for me, but also that the string will fall through. XP doesn't want to get through. The string will fall through, and the items will fall through the slabs. Can get sucked through the slabs. Not as effectively with a opera as it is with minecart, but I'm just minecarted out. Well, great. I'll take this one back. I don't really need it, but actually, let's just leave that one. So, where to put that one? Put it up here. Yeah, that'll work. That's the project one. This is the string box. Take the set. Take it all. Take it all. I said I wasn't going to, but I will. String box there. I think we got everything. Alright. We're out. I had to move the heads because it was freaking me out when I was coming down this way. And I actually had them hanging too close, so I was bumping into the heads as I left. Okay, slime blob, where are you? Sound like you're right above my head. Not down there. Which means I can actually get rid of that time. Well, whatever. Yeah. He's probably right above my head, more or less. He's upstairs. I can get out of here, that's what he's looking for. But where is he up? Down. Don't sound like you're below me. No, you're not. Nope. Up, this way. No, it's down. Over. That's dead end. Okay. It's gotta be up here somewhere. My head. Each time I think I've got him cleared out, all these stupid guys, another one shows up. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Down, not up. Who knows? And that just goes round in a circle. No idea. probably affecting spawn rates for the spiders, but I don't particularly care. At some point, I did mark it above ground where the spider spawner is, but pointed out that it's kind of a stupid distance from the mansion, so I need to figure out the best way to go over there. Straight shot. So today's one of those labels that says, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Because I don't know what I'm up to today. I mean, I was working, I'll show you where I left off. I was working on the record yesterday, and I got the grooves, quote-unquote, cut. That's what I wanted the string for, actually, because I want to see what it looks like with the string in the grooves to go with the slabs on the surface, because that way it keeps the record nice and thin. Hey, I went the right direction this time. Woo! Sad as that is, notable. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 5, even numbers, 6. Okay. Why not? We'll double them. Do I need to? No. Can I? Yes. Just because I can. Hi, guys. Fine. I'm not numbers. It's funny that they don't like the fact I'm running in this door. Apparently I run too loud, and so they love to curl up. I was go, hey! When they do. Which reminds me, no, there's errands to do, but we'll do this later. So this is our large record. I'm not 100% sold on the center color. We've got the groove cut, and I think I'm going to make it a little bit thicker all the way around so you can actually see it better from above. I do the sky thing here. It's bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I did go all the way up to the edge because I decided that on the outside edge, I would make it a full block thick just because it gives the lip that you often get on the edge of the record. It's supposed to keep your needle from coming off. I don't know why you would be doing that, but okay. But then the spirals do come all the way down to the center, where it's actually supposed to be a full circle. In a real record, you would have this center groove extending all the way around, and I didn't think it was worth it because it'd be right next to the other one. But in the central one, that's where your needle sits when the record's over. It just goes round and round and round in the same groove. So we're gonna try that, but yeah, so we got all the way to the center. I like the way it's looking, but you can guess why I stopped. So yeah. Today's major errand, in terms of errands, is to do a little test real quick to see if the string, like if it's passable. Yeah, that's actually doable. One of the thoughts I had about doing the string in the grooves, it's not just that it lines along the groove, but if I want to come up with a lore-wise, you don't play a record for a while, it gets dusty. So, that works. A detrimental to this. That's fine. I think. Yeah. It's everything not in the groove is covered. Fine. I'm going to put the strings in after we do the Blackstone part, just because it makes it a little bit easier for me to see and think about. It's just a concept thing. But that, I think, is enough. Really what I need to do is mostly keep down some of the cheesy spawns. And if it doesn't do squat, well, hey, it still works lore-wise. Good. Alright, so for now, next up piece is to see if it just so happens that somebody has a whole ton of this stuff lying around. That's the next one. But if not, I have arranged a shipment, which may not show up in time for stream today, and that's fine. We have enough other puttering things we can do. Like, for example, this room, part of the reason I cleared it out, actually, was to give myself room to investigate the notion of doing a brewing system for the first time. I've never done that because I don't usually deal with brewing stuff, so I'd actually probably make a bunch and then not not use them. So it might be just a learning process. The other piece is to what's the word? Is expand the smelter system. Expand the smelter system a little bit. Oh, forgot something. I did do one other thing yesterday. So let's grab. Oh, there's not much in here. That stinks. This all the way through was plumb full, and I could see entities floating in little purple dots. They're supposed to be entities. I could see entities floating in with the golems when they died. So it was plumb full, and I figured we could do a bit of a couple runs back and forth to turn them into blocks. Exciting. We're already familiar with the fact that I've got this manual system by running back and forth with compostables. But instead I got a little, lazy/creative, maybe? Lazy is probably the word. But I decided to sort of do something about it. So this is where I chuck the loose iron. You can reach it from either side, either from the floor on that side or from the floor on this side. And then it just does its dealio. So it feeds into this crafter here, which of course is when it compares to the 9 coming out of the other crafter, it doesn't fire off until it matches or exceeds. When it matches the 9, of course it gets power and turns into a block. And that goes straight off into storage. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I've mucked up the storage itself just a little bit in that spot, just so that things will filter down. So I know I can't open this box. Moyang, this is kind of annoying. If you would please fix it, that would be great. It's not really a bug, it's just the crafter is one of those blocks you're very commonly going to be shoving straight into a chest, and not being able to open your chest right under the crafter is a bit annoying. Anyway, but it shoves into here, which of course filters its way down toward the bottom. I have non-block items at the very bottom, just because that way they're out of the way. But then as we use the iron, we can take from here, and then when it gets made, it'll just filter its way down. Not a perfect solution, because I still have to do the manual runs from the start on through. Alright, cleaned out. Let's see, this is got the toolbox, that's not the wallet. Oh, string. Okay, well I have just a little bit of string then, apparently. Too much string. So we will put. We start putting another row in here. I just don't know what I want to do with it. Yeah. Temporarily, string was living in here in the mob drops box. I should actually have a mob drops box. Maybe that would make more sense. Yeah. Nope. I'm hearing doubles, but that could be my imagination. So if you guys are hearing doubles, let me know. And sometimes we're not hearing it at all. The way life goes. Oh, we got ourselves one more cat. That's the only other thing I'm for. Nothing notable about that. Okay, so string. Mob anything. Let's see. Technically that's a mob drop. Mob drop, mob drop. Is drop, drop. Slime. Yeah, Nautilus shells to drop. Scoots, ink. Leather. I think that's it. Feels weird, but everything else is still really crowded, so that's part of the problem. Okay, and we'll put mob drop related stuff inside. Disney has rolled again live action. 3 titles with siblings in them in live action. That's doable. We have. First one that comes to mind with siblings is clearly Parent Trap times 2. And no, that's not because of the siblings, that's because Parent Trap was filmed twice. Shame on Disney, they should know better. But apparently they don't, because I mean they're also Miramax and that they don't know anything any bit of there either. These are only mob drops, I'll just put them down here. Gunpowder could go there, there. We'll put the Nautilus shells with the slime. That was string. Oh well, flesh up there. And that can go up there too. Out on the other side. That's a farm right up to me. Yeah, they don't have a squid farm. We could do that, actually. Put it on the list and we'll see if we bother. There's not really a whole lot of point. Okay, so we do it this way. Use chat for a second. Squid farm. There. Okay. Throw away what the oak slabs are. Okay, so where I was going to go with this was go under, double check the mailbox, and the shopping district. If Fantastic Sherlock Fox has the time, if he could put up a prediction for some diamond ore so that we can get these chopped up, that'd be helpful. And that would be versus Fortune 3.
Ads are starting. Delen will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
Apparently, a little birdie told me that people are liking Osmond so far. I didn't get around to telling him not to be a character, so I did miss that one. He may try and claim he's a character. I mean, pre-Halloween, it's not a big deal. Anybody can pretend they're a character at that point. But really, you tell him off for that. Oh well, it's life. That's funny. Sorry, this is another one of those songs. It's called Razzmatazz by Jules Gaia. I've been in a electro swing mood lately. It tends to happen after I've come back from a dance workshop that I'm interested in that. Not because we played any music like that there. I think we only had one song like that the entire weekend. But that I can take this out. Take these things out because I have. Yeah. I have a Notion page that's working for the moment right now. Pull that one, this one, they're in the Notion thing. That's a Notion. That's a Notion. That's a Notion. This is not critical anymore, so pull that one. General Bob Farm upgrade smelting. I can pull that more or less. And these are more general tasks, so I think that'll work. I got that in the Notion list as well. Just clear it all. I can't spell. Might help. Alrighty. And I got 12 signs back. Yay! How many oak ones? At some point, I need to fire the duplicates of the Mason villagers and try again for some of the ones I don't have. But that's just one of those fiddly things. It's not really doing. What was I talking about? I wanted to see mailbox. I wanted to shopping. What else I had on my must do today list? There really isn't any. Probably part of the problem. Hey, I don't have a build-up in here. Great. Wow, that's loud. And long. I'm gonna bet Bobby needs to do that. Up on that farm. And they're done that, not much fun. Yeah, apparently Oswin is becoming popular. It's interesting. At least he's not annoying. Good start. Or breaking 20 diamonds versus Fortune. Fortune 3. Yep, I definitely have to do something. Updating Bobby. What the? Okay, so we have another side roller coaster that works, it looks like. Huh. Different. Yeah, sort of one of those, don't blink or you'll miss. Okay, well, we'll blink for now. So I hear that bundles are arriving fairly soon. Which means at that point we'll just do a quick trade run with the butchers in the other room. Good. Perfect. So that's the last one. Huh. Okay. Not the last one. We didn't have an official one. So, nothing in the mailbox. That's good. Ah. Okay, sir. My not so friendly spiciness. Take off. Escapee. Escapee from the asylum. Notice I don't mind doing this from a distance, but I don't have to jump up nice and close. Chicken factor. Okay. There we go. Come play, boys. Coming. Seriously, there's 2 of you this time? I thought there'd be more. Pieces? Oh, you doubled every time. Or quad, I guess. Hello. Not bad for what? Yeah, let's see where we go. Might as well steal this next meat. Sure. One more. Where'd you go? Oh, delayed. Okay. All good. Okay, that was weird. It sounded like I shot 3 rockets. I could have. My mouse is a little funny some days. Quiet. Okay, it works. Works. Okay. Delete that. Ecode has rolled to 1 on the 1. Wow. I like the way that tree turned out. I heard about it coming. I like the way it's turning out. That's kind of cool. Interesting design to have an unexpected combination of leaves with the cherry leaves. And I think acacia log? I'm trying to recognize the bark. So, I couldn't recover it if I chopped it up, so I need to touch it. Because... Oh. I love this. Fly like a superhero! Just remember, fly with rockets? I love that. Fly with rockets, not other things. I've tried flying with other stuff, not so effective. Like before I turned them into golden carrots, regular carrots, I found were my worst. Just the orange and the red top thing really confused me. Okay, what was it doing? Came looking for something, now I can't remember why I came. Okay, well... that's all right, I guess. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be something useful, so it's probably worth getting away. for diamond, huh? Now that I have pets, I don't need that, but yeah, so this, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Not cheat. Let's go F1. Good framing. Closer maybe. What I'm going to do is use this in my checklist all. It's not all types, but it's most. And I know there's a few of these I don't have a villager for. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of that. There we go. And that way I can use that as a checklist when I fire people. You didn't meet the cut. Sorry. Wrong production. You're out of here. Handles. Okay, that. Pots and such. Cool. Decorated pot. That's kind of fun. So here's the question. I don't want to put it down. I don't trust myself to pick it out. But the decorated pots, it's kind of neat because they say decorated when actually I think they're blank. I'm not entirely sure. Because you need sherds to put them together, right? I mean, for a properly decorated one. Oh yeah. Guess I should probably at some point go manually stock up on this stuff. For the adventure. Adventure, right? You will not catch me manually stocking up on that. Not in a hot place. Those are cool. I didn't realize you could do that. Put them through waterlogged slabs. See, this to me is a decorated pot. That's cool with the axe on that. I kind of wish you could get stuff out without having to break it. That'd be sort of neat. But that might imply, you know, a need for another animation. These are regular campfires. We'd all be good. A diamond is stacked. Okay. I can kind of see where this math is coming from. I was sort of thinking campfires and lanterns both being the same price for half different size stacks. But now I can see where the math is coming from. Sort of. And yes, I am that person, whether you like it or not. I actually had a weird dream about that the other day. Not meaning to be creepy or anything, but just simply, I do need one of those. Yeah. All I would do is kill the spiders faster. That's all I'm using it for. So I'll grab them later. But the weird dream I had about pots. Pots, no. Looking for the thing that jogged my memory. Oh, yes, sorting. Was that for some reason in my dream it made sense, it doesn't now, that I pulled a prank, I guess, or I thought it was a prank in my head. You know, reality and all that. But the prank was such that I just went around sorting everybody's storage, which annoyed the heck out of other people, and I never would do it in reality. But yeah, I've done it by accident, and that sounds dumb, but I mean that because if I have these little like sorting thingies and I'm looking at somebody else's inventory, if I hit one of those buttons, it'll sort their stuff, and I really don't want to do that to people. So yeah, that's why I said I did it by accident. But yeah, that was the weird thing. Was I didn't do anything harmful in a big way. I just went around sorting stuff. You know, things like, hey, this divides in the middle, but because it's an odd number, that made more sense. You know, that sort of stupid stuff. I was doing dumb things. And, yeah, that was all I did. And, for some reason it made sense, and eventually got the nickname the Mad Sorter. And I think just having that notion and even sharing it with you guys, I think that's the part that makes me mad, even though I'm not sorting anything. So yeah, making sure I've got everything I need here. You know, I could have done this for the record, like black concrete, but the thing is, you can't make slabs out of that, so I'd have to deal with a lot more dust on the record, and I'm not so fond of that. Particularly if dust isn't as effective as I think it is, then having to do it, or having to change up the top once I've placed it is not ideal. Okay, I've never been through here in person that I can recall. Just do that. Because we can't. You're probably right, Fantastic Shogclock. I think he did. No, it's one of those things I kind of go, I don't know if it would be a missed opportunity or not, but these flowers are beautiful. I'm thinking these particle thingies they drop. It'd be interesting if we catch them and use them for something. Sort of like, when you put down a cauldron for powdered snow. It'd be kind of neat if you could catch whatever those particles are and use them for something. Maybe it's another way of getting bone meal in a much slower quantity or some such nonsense. As in, it doesn't make sense. See, somebody went through and made it safer. It's not going to kill me. Oh, okay, maybe not. Alright, so this was the custom storage solutions, I think. Yeah. Okay. So nothing I super need, which means let's get our butts out of here. Have a few mini projects to work on. Not a big deal. I will return to the record another day. I mean, I could start working on trying to put the figure on top of it. The difficulty with that is I haven't decided what pose. And there's a lot of it because options for any pose throughout the whole Nowhere Man song in the movie, so I really need to go through that one frame by frame and decide what I want it to look like. This reminds me, I mentioned Blackstone in Discord yesterday, and Tom's response is like, hey, there's a bastion near me, it's kind of safe, we could tear that out. Like, yeah. I don't particularly relish having piglins coming in hardcore kicking my butt. Okay, let's get out of here. Enough messing around. I mean, if there was Blackstone to be sold, then I did not see it, and that's fine because it saves me a diamond or two. We could probably have found somebody's place and then on a spot to go mining from there. But let's put that lower on the list. Not because of lava, although that is a very solid reason not to do that. Not to mine. Not because of that, it's just the getting there is probably far less. Okay, so let's go pick something not necessarily off that list. Double check it over here. I haven't been on base very long. How much is stuck? One, that's not bad. Usually worse. But when this is full, I switch to the smelter. Or not smelter, sorry, the smoker. Because it uses things twice the speed. But it helps clear stuff up. When it's near the empty area is empty, I switch to this one. And usually that backs everything up again if I spend enough time for base. But sometimes it takes a while. I've doubled up everything. There. Exciting. Oh. I ripped out the wall between these two. I'm tempted to replant differently. There's all carrots in these two, and all potatoes in those two, but I'm thinking maybe I just might do upper level potatoes since I don't use them much. Carrots down at the bottom, but it's becoming irrelevant. Melons, it used to be pumpkin, just because I could put pumpkins down on this end. Yeah. It's less visually appealing when I do it this way, but I get more pumpkins, so I guess it's a win. Alright. I still have not figured out how to access this box easily from underneath, because right below it there's a hopper and stuff. But I decided I'm just going to live with it. And I should probably do something nice with this room. And low priority. Okay, so let's run outside. I'll probably do a little bit of chopping to clear up space because I know there is, or leveling, actually, chopping and leveling. I know that I want to put another piece here. But if I make it this big, then I really need to clear out a bunch to center stuff. And I've got another circular plan that I want to make over here, which is going to need a whole ton of glass. Lots of glass and lots of sand. And this one I'm avoiding chopping because I'm actually thinking about putting the flying glove in there, which does emphasis the fact that it flies if I let it go over top of things. It'll be a more interesting one to work on, I guess, because if I do it over top of the dark oak forest, then there's more likely to be, I haven't cleared everywhere out, made it ultra safe, and chickenified the site, which makes it a bit more, I don't know, I was gonna say logically appealing, but no, that's not the word. Anyway, but that's the gist of it all. Jay. I'm not outside. I have to be outside. Because otherwise Jay shows me too much. See? Come by and they all do this. Wanted. Okay. Yeah. I can sort out the terraforming on this side. Match it up with the edge of the picture. That's about it. I don't need to do more. There is a small, somewhere in here, I think, small ravine thing. I'm just going to turn that into a water feature. Easier. We'll get drowns and stuff out of it, but it won't kill us. So basically today is probably a bunch of maintenance tasks, just because I'm not really in the mood to go blackstone mining. I mean, I could. Is there a good spot? I'm trying to remember whether or not anybody had mentioned holes in the roof. No, actually, I need the surface done, so I should do it. I'm going to stop pandering, making stupid noises, and let's go with it. This way? No, the other way. So it is a bit of a putter project kind of day. I have a longer stream tomorrow that will be hopefully more project-based, but today then, I guess we'll just deal with things. This is the one, so it just goes down there. There's this weird little divide in the middle of the tree on it. And then there's another little dip like this on the other side. So I might just rip that tree section out in the middle. The bit with the torch on it seems to run off to a minor underground cave. So I could probably do something with that. I don't know where it goes. Probably should check it out at some point. And then this one here, when I put water in it, the lava will be turned off, so that's got to be lit up as well. But if I put water in everywhere, then it'll leak in there, and I don't have to worry too much about lava coming out. Grass nest. Alrighty. So what? Yeah. The funny part is when I have projects. I mean, yeah, the project stuff isn't always exciting, but when I have projects to work on, it feels like doing non-project stuff. All the maintenance, maintenance and build work, like this sort of thing. It feels like it shouldn't be exciting. I enjoy it till I haven't, but it feels like it shouldn't be exciting to anybody. So I feel guilty for doing these sorts of things on the stream. I'll be frank though. Well, not frank. I'll be me. But letting myself get away with doing these things on stream, sorry guys, but it's also because I should be doing other things, like everybody else. We all have a to-do list of chores and tasks we've been putting off and whatnot that should be getting done. And if I'm playing games when I'm off stream, I'm the guys of doing this grindy stuff that other stuff never gets done. I have a good time, but that's not the point. No. Somewhere nearby, there is a zombie that's decided it wants to play, and I don't really want to talk to him. I'm hoping he's underground, but I do not know. That bit. Put it on the other side. That's where I see it working right now. But I'll do that after I finish the levels. Oh. The thing, stuff and things, all that. All that jazz. Okay. I've seen 2 of them there. So must be. Okay. So somewhere. There must be a cave that I've missed. My itchy nose. There must be a cave that I missed because these 2 guys were wandering around quite happily in the daytime. That'll be a project at some point. Is to walk under the mansion. Decide how far down I want to go, and just build, like backfill, basically everything I can come across within the mansion dimensions. We're already far enough away that they're not farming the iron farms, so I'm not bothered by that. But it would be nice to not see them and wonder if they're going to come down on my head from above. Because as much as I would like to have not had anybody spawn up top, for some reason every once in a while they spawn on the ledges. And I don't know why, because I thought those were non-spawnable blocks. So it's possible they're spawning on the wood logs you can see up there. And then getting stuck until they walk off. So yeah, that's not pleasant, but I've had them come off and just, land on me. It's not ideal. Anyway, the Geek Out is talking about one character who has been a sports coach. Oh, well, that's easy. I'm just going to go with Goofy, because he has both been a player and a coach, solo and in more recent years for his son Max. So, there we go, and I shall pull that one. Oh, I guess we could use Pete as well, like Cat, because he was coaching the team for a while. Fantasy 2 franchises of Doom League. What? Okay. If anybody has an answer to that, fire away. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Did I... I'm going to cut through on this side here. Do I? I do not. The reason I don't is because I ran into the beam. That's what it was. Okay. 64. 64 here. That's a hole. Whoa. That's a hole. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that is a huge heap of trouble. Okay. That was tiny enough that we could probably fill it. So, oh. So that's what that is. Alright. Found the other side. Yep, that's fillable. And then there's another little one underneath me. I heard that guy, but he wasn't bothering me. Alright. Who's blocking my... We'll eventually go through the property and actually light it up in a better way than all this torch spam. I'm not a huge fan of torch spam. I'm doing it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. At minimum, if we didn't want torch spam, minimum is we'll dig down and throw in frog lights, probably. That's a reasonable level. This is completely not spawn proof. on this side. So yeah, I've had all kinds of fun things spawn on top of that. Add in a minute. Sorry, guys. And you'll hear Osmond say his usual spiel. You know the deal. I will say, though, regarding ads and Osmond's spiel, I did manage to figure that one out on my own. I found another package for Superbot over and above what I had been using based on Twitch's little blurb thing. I didn't like their verbiage. The long and the short of it being, they would say, ads are starting, and then they sit there for like a minute. Which to me feels like, well, false advertising.
Ads are starting. Delen will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
I did come up with those phrases. Although I've discovered after the fact that they were oddly close to the defaults that were given in the plotted. And I think, what I was going to say. I had a thought, and then when I tried to remember it to say to you guys, it's gone. Okay, whatever. I have, I may have mentioned this earlier in the week, I have another scout camp this weekend. Another nice, lovely, cool one. There is a warm building to heat up in if we need to. So I can always make you go in there if I need to. Actually, and on the bright side, even though we're still in tent, this one has, I don't need it washrooms exactly. I guess they have to be so that things don't freeze. But actual flush toilet washrooms, which sounds dumb to be all excited about, but it's not common. There's one private property we use. There's one private property we use that has it. The family put it in so they could purposely be a scout camp. It sounds funny, but that, and they often have their own people RVing on site, so people would like a flush system. But this one also has running water, and it doesn't have washroom facilities, but it does have shower facilities, if I actually wanted to use them. I often don't on 3-day weekend camp. I know it sounds gross, but that's just because sometimes I'm less inclined to have damp, long hair than to just deal with being a little bit campfire smelly, and then come back home where it's warm and dry to the hair. Anyways, but it's got some nice facilities if we want them. So that's a pleasant thing. I don't mind it. Tents aren't great, but I don't mind tenting when we've got extra nice facilities. Fantastic Toy Fox actually solved one of my biggest tent headaches, so that's good. I had bent a couple of my pegs on one of my tents, and I was debating not using that tent. I'm still debating whether I will or not, but at least he's replaced the pegs with more sturdy ones. So that's going to be much nicer because, of course, as it hits towards shoulder season and fall, even though we don't have, grass or whatever, sometimes we end up with fairly packed ground or things start to freeze, in which case it makes it much harder to get in and out. But depending on how things are looking this year, I may try to get some bite from the youth to do projects for the group tents and see if we can make a bunch of snow anchor pegs. Basically all they are is little circular, say can lids or whatever else that you've made safe, that little circles that then you drill a hole through the center and thread it with a string, which of course the string or loop is what goes to your tent, and then it's flat pieces, of course. Then you can bury them in the snow, and that will usually hold the tent down pretty well. Yeah, we are snow kids, unless it gets to the point where it's cold enough that it's actually dangerous to get out in the snow, wind chill factors. Then we tend to let them use tents all year round, which is frustrating people a little bit like Fantastic Fox because I sleep cold most of the time. So I've been looking at yet another sleeping bag. This will be my third, I think. And we were talking about how the reality of being an all-year-round in a tent person is that you're going to need 2 to 3 different sleeping bags and/or layerable systems to get yourself warm enough at night, which is not a cheap adventure by any stretch of the imagination. One of the brands that our Scout Group is fairly fond of, actually, is not as expensive as I thought it would be, and it's actually available somewhat locally. I mean, it is out of town, but not far out of town, so that's a lot easier than ordering and shipping. So, hey, look at that. And I don't know if the Americans get Hot Core brand bags, but it's quite a popular one up here. I think they're made in British Columbia, which could be a problem, but that could be part of why I don't see it all that often. But a lot of the other outdoor companies don't carry them, which is weird. They're actually I quite like them. However, their key is Hot Core, quite literally. So some people don't like the Hot Core brand items or products because they put majority of the insulation around your core. I mean, that's for safety and so on. But the disadvantage is that by doing so, some users complain that the rest of it, like the rest of your body, gets to be cold because the rest of your body gets to be cold because you don't have as much in the foot box and the head, whatnot. And I can see that. I can see where that could be a problem. I don't know what that's going to be like for me, but there's ways around it. I mean, they say, if your core is warm, the rest of you can be made warm relatively easily because, of course, your body will push warm blood out to the rest of your body. But sometimes, if you don't have your feet or whatever warm enough, and you're going to pull your extremities in and end up being all cramped and curl up in a ball. And that's not good either, so I don't know. We'll see. People still, when I tell them that, yeah, we're going tenting, and it's October, like, you're crazy. Not particularly. Could be worse. I've got a camp booked in November. I don't know about the other side of the New Year yet. I've got anything cooked. But definitely we have a tent all year round, I mean, we've done, not with the youth, as adults, we've done extreme camping, where I don't know what temperature it got to overnight, but it was certainly close to minus 30 when I woke up at 6 a.m. Not a pleasant one. And that was a 6 a.m. wake up rather than a 7:30 or something that Fantastic Fox would be more likely to expect. Because I was full. And I knew it was going to take me an hour to slowly get myself moving. So I chose to take the time and not try to go back to sleep instead. But most of the time, if we're looking at without wind chills, looking at close to minus 20 Celsius, which, if I remember correctly, let's see, convert minus 20 C. About minus 4 Fahrenheit. Okay, yeah. So if we're dealing with about minus 4, minus 5 Fahrenheit-ish, overnight without dealing with a wind chill on top of that, then we still allow the teenagers out in the tent. Got me. Hey, Froggo. You got me. Funny, because you got me, and then I thought, wait a minute. I'm in the birch part of the forest, not the dark oak bit. Where'd that come from? Welcome on in, by the way. Hope you're doing well. I was going to say, what are you doing up this late? But it's really... Maybe it's only about 8:30, 8:15, something like that. I'm going to guess. Yeah, it's not too bad. I could see you being up at that hour. Besides, you're nerds. It's when are nerds not circadian shifted? Right? Oh! Yeah, I spotted that emoji and it took me a second to figure out which shape. It sounds like it's not a temporary thing. I'm sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. At some point I will have to catch up with you and find out more about that story. Because you seem to be really enjoying yourself in Germany. So, yeah, well. It's not a... Or, I will never say it'll never happen. But I can imagine there are quite a few obstacles in the way to returning. Anyway, well, I guess in that case, how are things where you are? 10 in the morning, that's not bad. It's only 11:15 here, 10 in Mountain Time Zone. And we haven't officially had our daylight savings swap yet, although of course that feels like it's going to come soon. And I should be looking forward to my birthday next month, but I'm not. Not in a negative way, just not really caring one way or the other. It's just because it shares the... I know I'm giving it away and I've made a big deal out of it every year, but it's same day as like Armistice Day, I remember what they call it in the US, Remembrance Day in Canada, that sort of deal. And we always, well, not always, the scout group usually will do a walk from one of their scout halls, like this sort of a parade deal. Solemnly, quietly, usually. Within reason. I mean, we're not, not total quiet police. That's sort of a bad reference and pun anyways, but we go to a rail yard, a local rail yard for the... Call them now. CP. CPKC, I believe? Anyways, the point being, we go there for Remembrance Day ceremony, but it's always frustrating because the people who appear to matter get seats. These scouts, and like at all ages, have to stand the entire time or sit on a hill that's been chewed up a lot by people walking around on it, so it's kind of muddy. And I mean, I guess, kids are kids and so on. And I'm just being a whiner about it. But participating is important to me. On the other hand, sometimes I ask myself, why do I spend my birthday doing that? I've thought about it and not looked into it this year. But there used to be, and I don't know if there still is, there used to be a ceremony that was indoors. And that was always something that might appeal to me, but then I have to get up way, way early. So, getting up way early part doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, so we do that sort of thing. And that just makes my birthday busy. That's okay. It's like that. And frankly put, the other reason I'm not super, sort of woohoo looking forward to it is I'm having one of those years where I'm doing a lot of I recognize stuff and feeling overly spoiled. Not just by the fact that I've got a birthday on a day that most people don't have to go to the office. But also spoiled in that, things generally, we've got a weird year, but generally things have gone well for us. So, yeah, just one of those, frustrated by feeling entitled kind of moments. So, yeah. Or not entitled, with the word. Privilege, that's the word. Entitled is wanting it and feeling like you don't necessarily have it. Anyway, on a brighter side, let's see. You finish your bachelor's this semester and then do the master's in January. Okay, 2 years isn't horrible. you know? But I mean, if you're enjoying something, sometimes it feels like it's never fast enough. It was funny, actually. There was a time when we had taken our kids to Disney World, and it wasn't going to be 2 years. We never really set a date on it, but it was one of those things where we sort of said, yeah, at some point we'll take the kids back, maybe in a couple of years, like sort of loosely, in a couple of whatever. And in the end, of course, things changed, COVID hit, and so on. And even post-COVID, I would not go back. I know it sounds dumb, and I absolutely love, the experience that used to be Disney, but it's not what it used to be, and it's expensive. So there's that. There's times I've said I wanted to go back to the Hawaiian Islands and take the kids that they've never been. But I think there are other experiences that they would benefit from first. So that sort of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not the same anymore. Now, I mean, I get that there are different things that could be appealing. Some stuff is new in a way that I like. Some stuff is not in a way that I like, but it's new and different and whatever. However, I've never really done a double-header park run before. What I mean by that is we've done Fantastic Chocolate Fox and I have been to Disney World a few times. I don't know who started that, but anyways, the point is that we've been, and I think I may have started it. That's not matter, anyways. But derail score. We've never done the multi-header in terms of trying to do, any sort of. We did California for stuff. We didn't try to do Universal as well. Part of it is actually I like portions of some of the Universal property stuff. Some of it I don't. However, I am very much, as you guys are well aware, a fan of Potter-related stuff, Harry Potter stuff. So I would like to do that. They apparently, over the last couple of days, the first round of opening day tickets for their new attractions coming at the Epic. I'm gonna forget the words. It's one thing that's right on the tip of your tongue, and then you go to tell people about it, and it's not anymore. Where are we here? J, and then these turned back on. 128. Yeah, okay. 8 at least from here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is 5 of where we've already got cut lines. That's fine. I have plenty of space. Anyways, yes, I want to do the Epic Universe. That's the word. Harry Potter stuff there. I'm quite surprised. Truth be told, I mean, I've been following it, the news, but I'm quite surprised that Universal bothered to do something related to the Fantastic Beasts movies, given that the rest of that movie series was canceled. Which is too bad, because they were doing a good job and they finally had a half-decent villain. So, yeah, I was looking forward to seeing how that story turned out, but unfortunately, not gonna happen. But I'm looking forward to, someday, hopefully, getting to see the Harry Potter ride that they've built, because it's supposed to be inside the Ministry of Magic, and using the Blue Network to get in, so that's the fireplaces. So I'm looking forward to figuring out how that goes. I mean, I'll probably glue myself to ride-throughs and stuff at some point. I always do that. Rides I love, I find half-decent ride-through videos, watch them ad nauseum, even if it wouldn't even be spoilers per se, because I'm one of those people that loves the experience. But as far as Universal's old stuff, like I used to love the studio tour kind of things, and I wasn't really into big thrill rides. Never have been a major thrill ride kind of person. Now, Fox might disagree with that because I took him through a few thrill rides, but it's one of those things that, like all, but everything I tried, you do everything once. You can delay and drag your feet on doing some of them, but you try everything once, and then you don't do it again. So I dragged Fantastic Shock Fox through a roller coaster that was actually quite strenuous. I love roller coasters generally, but this one was interesting. It was the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster. I don't know if it's still around at Disney World, but anyways, Fox is not a roller coaster person. Especially not ones like that, where they make a bigger deal out of high speed and what you see, rather than any typical loops and twists and turns, and it has to be that way. I would like to see in a few years, now is too early, but I would like to see in a few years what the Hawaiian Islands will look like. Dude, where are you? I hear you, where are you? Did I miss lighting up? You too. Still again. Go over there. Grab the apples, why not? I don't really eat them, but they're kind of Oh, I have tree sap. I'm trying to figure out what's coughing. Okay, we've got enough dirt to work on this some more. Yeah. Distraction Central? There we go. As always, right. I'd love to just see what happened after some of the changes to the environment in Hawaii. When I was a kid, I went with my parents multiple times, which is odd because on my dad's side of the family, that seems to run in the family. Yeah, it seems to run in the family. They go a lot. In any case, I enjoyed it, and there was some stuff that's been ruined in the past years by hurricanes, volcanoes, etc., etc. And I would like to see how it looks now. I know it's been too soon for the most recent volcano runs, because Maui got pretty smashed up, and burnt up, I guess is a better way of putting it. And they lost some of their major history from whaling town years and stuff like that, which is a shame. They've also, from what I understand, they may have also lost their display of, what do you call it? I can't remember what it's called. It's like a place of refuge, I guess. So basically the idea in some of these islands it was that if you got yourself in a lot of trouble and you were in essence not exiled, kicked out, I guess, that you could, in some cases boat, but usually swim or whatever, to another island. And if you made it to one of the places of refuge, then, there could be columns between the various islands and stuff. If you made it to the place of refuge, then you were pardoned for whatever it was you did. And so that was kind of neat in the museum sense. I do love museums, so too bad that that's gone. Yeah. So I want to see what has changed, how the tourism side of things has dealt with it. But I wouldn't want to live there. I've been plenty of times. I would love to vacation there, but I wouldn't want to live there. Nor would I want to have a timeshare. That's just too much pressure. No, you don't get to go on your timeline. It's got to be somebody else's timeline. Or if you don't go, you've got to make sure somebody else fills your slot. Find it weird. But I mean, I guess it's not any weirder than having a... Okay. Oh, what did I do? This one worked out. That one does not look great. Oh, no, guess that one didn't work out. This is not the main door, so let's put it on the other side. 64 here. I don't need... Oh, I don't need that much. Oh, nope. No x-rays. that much height. This is the original side. So this is the original entrance. Yeah, but it really shouldn't be up that high. Okay. Where did we're just leveling across. So maybe I will cut back these ones. Oh. Too deep. Yeah, okay. Why not? Two. It's not. We'll go with it. And I'm getting kicked off. Perfect. Exactly when we thought it should be. So Geek Out swapped. It says one non-royal character who is a what? Sorry, reread that. Non-royal character who is a parent. Oh, okay. Mr. Banks for sure in Disney. That's Disney. So you missed the Disney animation, so Mr. Banks doesn't count for that one. Well, okay, yes, he does. I guess I'll go with it. Not an animated character, but yeah. Peter Pan is not in a animation one. He's not a parent. But as part of the hydrate the thing, when we roll over and reboot, I do artificial run an ad to try and get half an hour.
Ads are starting. Dylan will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
For those of you that don't have to deal with the ads, and I do apologize to those that do, I run that when we reboot, and everybody will get a free hydrate when we get back. But that's so that we can hopefully get no pre-rolls in the last 10 minutes. Ah, good thing. Oh, for the love of. No. Just. Ah, so there. Those two are harmless. Oh, there were a lot of spiders. Huh. Okay, well, I was gonna say, those are harmless now. These saplings and a stick. Okay, I don't care. And they're still running. Oh, I didn't realize it was that long. Okay, so brains, she's not a mustard. I'll go. I don't know how you do that, but I think it's because people don't use the sounds very often. That's probably why you're so successful at getting these every single time. So I actually paused and I'm thinking, I don't know any legends where they should have spawned for hid. So logically, that didn't make sense for me to have a reaction. But on the other hand, it kind of did at the same time. This one, it's got to go here, there. That makes more sense, yeah. This 2D, this one, that one. I'll probably revamp that later, but it'll do for now. I just want the depth so that I can finish the rather straight up boring looking thing. Okay, so this part has to come down. Oh, other TikToks? Seriously? Here's the other thing, actually. like that little knock feature thing that Twitch has. I've never tried it. I've never even heard it when anybody else has tried to use it. So I don't know if that's the same thing as the other one. I'm a little disappointed in my machine. It could be I need a rebuild. Because normally it can do all sorts of things. But I'm getting lower frame rates of late and not able to run all the little appies that I want. So there's something going a little sideways here. But basically, what I was trying to run, related to what you're saying here with the knocking and whatever, is I was attempting to run the Stickovision app, for the one that when you do stickers on someone's screen from whatever it's called, I can't remember, but it was the sticker thing. I was trying that, but the Stickovision one was designed to. This one. Oh, I see. That's not right, but it'll do. It just feels like it's coming down this corner. But I was trying to run the Stickovision app, but I couldn't run it, and I was trying to figure out why, because it's fairly low on the resources and stuff. And it's not actually the Stickovision app that's causing the problem. Apparently my computer does not like running that, plus the addition of SpeakerBot app. So yeah, too many things at the same time. But yeah, more guaranteed to get me. Spiders will probably get me every time. But the creepers are the other ones that would get me every time. Skeletons are kind of like, what? So if it gets me, it's more not a jump scare per se, but more confusion. Whereas, yeah, as I said, the spiders will get me every time. Here, you guys. 1, 2. That's fine. Roughly too deep off that corner. That's what's missing. Okay. Too deep off this corner, which means that there. Yeah, okay, that'll work. And 2, that corner. 1, 2, there, that one, and then it's this part. It's not ideal, but it actually does work a little bit. Yeah, that one's not quite right, but I've just changed designs on the front. That's part of the problem. Anyway, so getting the sounds going is one of those things that I was hoping to find some good ones, and I have more research to do yet. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes. Yes, but no. This one. Come back. Just 1 piece. So the rage is going to be Wendy. I just can't decide on that. That's the problem. This back by 1. No, that does. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's fine. It's all fine. Yeah. But we were talking about. I was talking with a therapist last night, and we were talking about different things that are bothering me, and she called me out on it. But what I had said, apparently she's watched the same movie I had. She's seen The Italian Job. But I had said, oh, it's fine. You don't sound fine. You sound more pathetic, insecure, neurotic, and emotional, like the movie. It's like, oh, you got that one, did you? She says, yep, that's what I'm here for. was interesting because I didn't expect her to do that. She and I don't have a whole lot in common, to be honest with you. And that makes it a little bit harder for me to click, but you know, it's neither here nor there. The job gets done. Okay, so we've got that side. Means I can square up a little further on the actual chopping part. Funny thing is, going down 64 from the stairs, but somehow the height of the building seems really weird because if where I'm standing on this front side is 64, or where I was standing, and then on the right is still 64 high. Sorry. If all that is 64 high, if it's still that all the way up to the Beatles, hence 64. If I did the same sort of like rough 2D from the doorway and stairs on this side of the building, then I'm kind of curious as to why it's not coming out the same distance from the building. That platform. I'm standing on 64, right? So my next question becomes, okay, if the door inside is on the same level, still the ground floor. Oh, I see. Okay. I may have boo-booed. That's okay. It's a recoverable one. It's a recoverable boo-boo. I was expecting door depth like this all the way around. Just what I'm doing here. But that's not what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here on this side. But that's not what I did on this Beatles side. And I may have a problem. I may not have enough space. Not moving the Beatles thing. There's no way. But, yeah. Oopsie daisy. Okay, let me go count. I'm gonna dig. We count. And put these torches on my hand. Do you want a job, or do you want to be fired? Anybody else? Yeah, needs to clean up. Windows collects garbage like crazy. For sure, I probably do. I finally got to the point where Windows updates, I had it set to give me the updates as soon as they're released, kind of thing, as soon as they're actually allowed to be released, to keep everything up to date and so on. Yeah, I finally found one where it doesn't want to install, and it turns out if I turn off that right now thing, the update is no longer offered, so there's something wrong with the update. Which I'm assuming Asus has blocked from my computer, but I'm not entirely sure, or maybe Windows blocked it because they found out it was busted. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 deep. So before I go digging and placing, let's see if I have 12. I have this weird feeling I do not. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Aha! I do. Ah! I'm gonna boo-boo. I'd rather boo-boo to the side. I'm gonna fill anyways. Okay, so let's double check this. 2 there, 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Okay, so I do have enough. Oh. So then, I'm not doing taxi math, I'm doing crow flies. 1, 2, 1. Done wrong anyways. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Going square on the out for now, and I'll probably angle it back later. But I don't know how far back I want to angle it, so I'm just going to square it off and then deal with that angle later. Thought of little silly, cheesy references that did not make it to the ideas list because I tossed them before I put them in the ideas list. They were dumb. But the theme of this one started out being just Beatles Submarine. But as I'm going, I'm thinking about little, not really inside jokes, I guess. That's not a great way of putting it. But that's the practicality, I guess. But I was thinking of doing just a pool on a hill. Two. Here. That one. And so I was thinking of doing just like a pool on a hill, and really, that would be the mansion. This is sort of the hill-ish. It's kind of like when you're in parts of, say, middle of the US or UK or something. Some of the properties don't actually have, well, like they have an official numerical address for legal reasons, but truth be told, they really just have a name. And you can name your property within reason, just about whatever you want. So, for example, my in-laws have a property that's in Ireland, and it's called Aberest, and I think that's pretty cool. So I figure the mansion would be cool on a hill, which also sort of works with the notion of a folly. Not quite a proper folly, but we get there eventually. Because folly is really a tower, so it's not really a folly. That's why it's not called a folly. And I don't mind calling it cool. There we go. I'm going to coin the term for cool to be a building. Why not? Yeah, you can do stuff like that. Let's see. So these two films in which a ninja appears. Two movies with ninja appears. We've got Kill Bill, Mortal Kombat. Now I'm forgetting names. I guess, yeah. Ninja specifically. There may have been an animated possible movie, but I'm not entirely sure. One of the other things about it is what Wes thinks of as a ninja is very different than what one really would have been. But I guess if you want some of the Western idea, you could possibly also include some of the Bruce Lee movies. I don't know if Enter the Dragon would count. But, yeah, because the hench people of baddies often are portrayed ninja-esque. I wish my friend Fonda was able to answer that question for me, because she'd be really good at it. She happens to be an author, so that helps. Because she's written sci-fi. It was like oddly a ninja-esque martial arts sci-fi. Go figure. So, it's on my at some point I will read list, but I actually have a ridiculously large number of books on my to-read list at the moment. And it's not that I don't want to read. I'm just very easily distractible by other things. So yeah, at some point it'll happen. I guess I can probably get rid of this lone mushroom. That's been a problem with regards to mobs. You know what? Just fly. If I can't land on a mushroom, I'm a pretty sorry flyer. And for those of you counting the clock, we have about 10 minutes left, although knowing me, probably going to run 15 just because I tend to go over time. It is Wednesday, right? Wednesday. Well, obviously the day of the week. But I'm trying to assume. If we normally have a schedule, I don't think we have anybody behind me actively on Wednesdays. We will definitely check at the top of the hour just to see if there's anybody interesting. Oh, idea. media. Um, so
Howdy.
I have to double check what stream cost. Hey, Bluevale, how are you doing? Ooh. I had to stop working on the record. I got the grooves done, which I'll show you just 1 second here. I got the grooves part done, but I ran out of Blackstone. And I asked around on the server, and there's plenty of it. So they are going to supply a good amount. Otherwise, I could go and mine for myself. Yeah, so we got the record part done, and I need to work on getting the character in there, which I'm going to try in freehand, but I have to decide what pose. That's going to take a bit of research just to sit through the video in the movie. We're doing Nowhere Man sitting on the record. Even though in the movie he's more sitting on like a circle that has a whole bunch of circles around it. The characters in the movie have done, as part of the Nowhere Man song, they do spin around the outside of the shape like it's a record. So I'm just going to go with it that way. I thought about putting a label, but this is the white part, it's the referencing the label. I thought I'd actually fight my way through figuring out how to write stuff on this label, then I realized I could do that, and I may still do it, but it's unlikely there's any point in doing so, because once I get a character on top of that, depending on what pose I pick, a lot of that will be covered. So, because of the whole Blackstone arrangement not being, I didn't time it well to have it available for stream. Instead, I'm opening up some more space. I don't know if I did show you this yesterday. But we've done this one. That's the warp look of what they wore as outfits during most of the movie. And there's the sub over there. A Beatles song. I've never done note blocks, like as in to actually do redstone for that. That would be interesting if I did. I've got mobs that keep coming underneath this thing. I think I built up enough that we don't have Peter caves bothering us. But it would be interesting to dig underneath and just get it to play a clip from Nowhere Man. I don't know. Probably not worth it. I do one new thing, well, at least one new thing every season, and this season we talked about me being an arachnophobe, so my new thing was Spider Farm, and that's been done. But I may deal with a brewing setup. I've never done that. I don't normally use potions, but you learn. What else? Yeah, I haven't actually had the courage yet to go and deal with some of the freakier mobs in the game. I should probably try that at some point. But in the meantime, I'm puttering around a little bit. I'm going to be call it the mansion a lot of the times, but my Beatles reference for it, I think for the mansion as a whole. If you take a look at the notion of an old-fashioned folly for people building mansions and so forth in real life over the years, it's more of a tower. And so I think this isn't a tower, which is why I'm not going to call it a folly. But as a bad pun on Beatles, I'm going to call it a fool. Just decided that today. So this is my fool on a hill. Makes no sense. I was able to build it. Well, actually, not really. That actually was a naturally generated mansion that I started over. Now that I've done it, I don't know if I would do a mansion again as a build shape. But it's definitely an interesting thing to take over as your base. I've taken over the villages plenty of times. Is there anybody else that... Oh, one of the other suggestions I had, actually, that you might find interesting, related to the song, sort of, was one of the suggestions I had was, am I going to build a music disc farm? I've never done that either, so I have no experience with that. Gunpowder might be nice, so I may do at least a creeper-only farm, but I've never done a music disc farm, so I wouldn't have a clue how to do it, but if I do figure that out, that might be another one to put at base at some point, just to... because I can, because I've got music theme. How is your nefarious plan of like you said, you wanted to break your cozy image. That's more, I think, what you were referring to. The image was too cozy, and we had to make it otherwise by being intentionally a bit of a brat this season. Is that still going well? I know there was a, what do you call it? I don't think you call it this, but I think you were talking about more or less a corporate, financial sort of taking. Hello! Hey, Mike Burton. He got me. Oh. Okay, so Mike is the first here, 5 minutes before the end. There's a thing to that, isn't there? Yeah. And Frago, I owe you a stretch. And posture check. So in other words, I was slouching. You know, sometimes I shouldn't wear sweatshirts or t-shirts that have designs on them because then people can tell I'm slouching. Although I do get a smile. One of the other streamers in our Streamcraft team, or Streamcraft community, I guess, Wolfen uses a sound clip for her stretch. This is anti-shrimp mode. I like that one. It's cute. So Mike has been first 21 times since we started counting. Yeah, the reason is since we started counting because that count thing didn't start in sync with the season. So the season on this server. So I couldn't exactly say since the start of the season because it wasn't. Okay. Does anybody... Oh, well, I'm the only one here, so I might as well leave these guys alone. If there was anybody else on the server at the moment, then I would have a problem with these guys being here, and I would probably send them off to go visit someone else. As I said, I'm the only one here, so it doesn't matter. Don't rain on my parade. Knock it off. I get that the rain is harmless. It just seems like in the last week or so that it's been raining far more on the server. I think it's actually more that when I'm here on my own and or when we're a very small number of people on the server, then we're just around where and when it rains. You just woke up. That's not bad. I'm hoping that's because you had a day off, because that would not be good to just wake up and I stream, you know, every time. But I hope that's, you know, you have a day off rather than that you should be at work and forgot. Fantastic Sherlock Plots certainly compensated for that this morning. When he came to give me the Ace should probably stop lounging in bed morning, more so than the wake up, because for reasons that shall not be discussed at the moment, I was quite a bit this morning. Did not sleep well last night, and then woke up at a reasonable time this morning. Some of my alarms went off to actually get me up at a somewhat normal time, and then didn't. Because I just wasn't in the mood to deal with that part of the day. So I thought, okay, I'll go back to sleep well. Yeah, I dozed in and out and kind of lounged around in bed for an hour or two. And then finally Vanessa showed up to get me. Say, yeah, but an hour till stream time, you really should get moving, kind of thing. And it wasn't quite what he said, but that's really what that call as it does. He happened to be at home and told me about the fact that he had accidentally, himself, woke up stressing that he was late for work for some reason or other, got my son out of bed, and then realized it was 4 a.m. Blink, blink. So, yeah. You can sleep in late. It's a nice compensation. Ooh. Fell asleep watching Tom. Oh, sorry to hear that. You know, sometimes I like the time zone I'm in, but one of the advantages, huge if, because ifs don't usually become habits. But if I can get myself semi-reliably getting up at the right hour, I might actually be able to like visit a portion of Tom Stream live. Gee, that would be a miracle and a half. I think I've only ever seen 2 or 3 of his live, and I don't know why. It wasn't just the 3 weekends. I've seen 3 weekends that everybody else has. But for some reason, I was actually in his stream live, and I don't remember why. Okay, all good. But I'd love to do that more often because I keep hearing, like, we've talked about it a few times, but what goes on in Tom's stream or the Dadcraft 73 community is kind of like knowing your pop culture. Like, you don't know what happened in there. You're sort of missing the references. People make jokes about stuff. And not being there live, I have to hear some stuff second or third hand. So while Fantastic Dog Fuck doesn't do great picking up on Discord, and I'm better at that, not ideal, but better, trade off because, of course, he more frequently knows what's up in Tom's stream just because he's able to be there a little bit more before his immediately kick off of the day. It's either later content meetings or he's got something that he can sort of multitask at the same time. So is this the concrete placement, Mike? Was this the airport again at Charlotte? Because that would also, I mean, not just the concrete placement being done, but also that it's a good long drive home afterwards. Last one, okay. So does that mean that would your part of the job be over then, or your personal part of the job be over, or does it mean that then there's like waiting and curing time and stuff, and before you guys have to go back and make sure that it actually set the way it was supposed to? That's one of the things that always confused me, was that in our city it seems that there are projects that get done where the concrete gets poured, and then a few months later there's people out there taking core samples to make sure that it actually set up correctly. I think they usually only seem to do that though on years where for whatever reason we've had strange weather, and so things had to be probably set out in the weather they weren't originally designed to be curing in. I don't know. That's my guess, because they've got people out there with drill samples and things afterwards. But it's not on every project, it seems to be on some of them. Weird. The directional sound on the rain is really throwing me today. Why? It sounded like there was some sort of creature in the game, but it doesn't actually exist. Go back Friday after you pick up the bean. Okay. Training to be spent cleaning molds, replacing beans in the turner. Okay, yeah, so more or less. Then it's sort of a yes to my question about further testing. And I have a random box full of stuff. No. But I'm the only one on the server. These guys really do stick around a long time. What on earth would you actually bring? Anything I could remotely want? No. Maybe. I don't think I need it though. Fine, turns. Oh. I can make puzzles, so no. Okay. No, sorry, buddy. We're almost back to the ads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and push them off because I just realized over the top of the hour. I failed my own time check. So let's just snooze these, get them out of the way. When I snooze them though, unfortunately Oswin doesn't know about that, so they're still going to be telling me because there's ads. It just doesn't trigger the next section. The complaint bit. Like the verbal section. Okay, so back to back with him. Sure. So thank you everybody for coming by that did. If you were just hanging out, as always, it's appreciated. Never required. And yeah. So, and when we don't start on time, if you find another home you would prefer to be in, I have no qualms about that. Always, I'm here because I want to play, and I want to share it. That's really the long and the short of the story. So, Wednesdays, I don't believe we have anybody after me, so really there's no crime in being a little bit long. But let's see who else is up live, because I'll just be puttering at this for a while anyways. Load page. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna go to Jade. She's working on a Halloween build, apparently. And her title claims Beans for Subs. TV on Truly Bedrock. So I suspect then that she may be doing some sort of hot or nasty bean of some sort or other, which might be interesting. So thanks everybody for coming by. It's always a treat. Let's get that raid started. And if you guys think of any suggestions or recommendations or tips, tricks, things you'd like to see better, things you'd like to see different, you can always toss them in the Discord. And if I hit that button, is it actually going to give me Jade? No, it's not. Okay. There's the old-fashioned way. Raid. Go.
Mischief managed.
Mischief managed indeed. Oh, whoops. Hang on a sec. Cancel. Canceling that raid, guys. Sorry about that. Bring it back live. I forgot about the thing that's sitting on the screen. It doesn't sit in front of my face, so I completely forgot. So let's just quickly deal with the prediction. Then we'll raid you out to Jade. Pretty Ash. I could have put it in another stream, but I think we'll just deal with it here because I really wanted to get those things done. Put one item away. Spin. Just so we have space. Oh, I go over. This one. That'll help. Okay. Space has been achieved. I don't usually get more than that. Okay. So let's go with this. What do we say? We had 20, 18, 20. Who gets points if it's odd? The ether? Yeah. Go. Ether. Well, 13, 20. Alright. Torches down here. You can see I have no diamonds at all in there. I'm just trying to use up these old chicken. So, fairly soon back to, actually, the chicken will probably last me until we get bundles, in which case we're going to go to something different. Maybe golden carrots, maybe stew, we'll see. But I have to check on my sounds because I'm wondering if some of the reboots and changes Windows updates attempts I had yesterday, they worked the sounds for me. I'm not hearing them. Okay, so we had. So there were 6,000 points full, saying that it was going to be even. And I misread that. It said odd, obviously. Even for sure, or odd, obviously. And I read that as odd, obviously. I don't know. Okay, so our answer was even. So I guess you guys get your money back. Solve. Even for sure. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get that raid rolling. So, the details on that one. 6 grand go to Fantastic Shock Box and Half Pint Lover. Not bad. So probably about half each. Not bad. Alright. So, real this time. There we go. Rock to Maribel Jade. Alright.
Mischief managed.
Apparently it managed me. So we will deal with lot of that off screen, but thank you once again, everybody. Okay, so as you can see, my time tomorrow, that's always with an ish. Maybe I should just put that on everything. My close spenders today included Mike Burton and Christine Frog. Always a pleasure to see you guys. Our moderator today was Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Other conversation was from Half Pint Lover, Christine Frog, Ubel, Mike Burton, and we're off to see Maribel Jade. So, have yourself a fantastic day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Transfer complete.